What up, guys? I was recording this while I was building this thing, but it was going to be a long-ass video, and it stopped recording on me. I don't know why, so I went ahead and finished it, and I'm just going to go through the units really quick. I literally have every unit in here, as you can see. So I'm going to just give my brief thoughts on each unit. Most of these are obvious reasons why they are where they are, but if anyone's unclear, I'll just do a brief explanation why. Deanne, she's just amazing everywhere. Offense, defense. That's why I put her in S. There's nothing wrong with her. Her typing's good. Her skill set's good. Her stats are good. You know, as long as you have gear, she'll put in work for you. Crow, also good everywhere. He can take out anything if you have the gear to support it. Fat Cat, his passive is just amazing. It creates that RNG. He's got a defense break. He's good in offense and defense. Arena and Guild War, he's just good. Same with Crimson Armin, she's good on offense and defense. Her passive is amazing. She has invincibility buff, effect resistance imprint. She's just amazing. Ruele has a revive, one of the hardest healers to kill in the game. You build her high resist Water's Origin, and she just doesn't go away. ML Araminta is best cleaver in the game. And she crowd controls, and she can hold mage artifacts. She's just amazing. Vildred comes with a speed imprint. You can pretty much throw him on any team where you need a speed imprint, and he will put in work. He's just flat out good. Dizzy, best debuffer in the game. She's a better debuffer than Araminta. She will disable an entire team as long as they don't resist, have immunity. Bale, best stripper in the game, hands down. People say he's bad because there's dumbass trolls, but he's fucking amazing. I just pulled him, and now I'm pushing 2 champion. And I don't have any other of these units in S. Well, I have Crimson Armin. But that's the only other S tier unit I have, and Dizzy, obviously. But, yeah. Okay, down the A tier, Angelica, she's just solid. She comes with the immune buff. She has an effect resistance imprint. Fat stats, you can build her to soak. She's good in Guild War. She's just good everywhere. Says would be an S tier if he was paired with Oxlots, but he needs Oxlots to be an S tier. He's a dumbass on defense. That's why he's not an S, but he's good enough on offense to be an A. Same with Oxlots. He's amazing on offense. He's a dumbass on defense. You know, the AI just, you know, doesn't think, oh, maybe I should use S2 before S3. No, it doesn't do that. Dark Corvus, same thing. He's a dumbass on defense. He could be a wall, but he's a dumbass. He doesn't think like a person would. On offense, he's S tier. On defense, I would put him in A tier. So that's why he's A+. Paired with Iceria, he's probably S tier. You know, so a lot of these units, they can, based on what they're paired with, they can go somewhere else. Destina, she's, due to the meta shift, she's just amazing right now. I used her to push up in the champion. I'm still using her in champion. She's just really solid. Iceria, same thing. Paired with another unit, I'd throw her in S tier. Iceria Tama, I would throw her in S tier. That's really the only reason she's in here. She's one of the best playmakers in the game. She's like right next there, next to Oxlots. Kairon, he's just good. Like, there's really nothing else you could say about him. He has Immortal, so he's just good. He's one of the best cleavers in the game. He's kind of, he can be up there with Vildred. If he had a speed imprint, I would definitely throw him in S. That's the reason Vildred is an S and not an A, because he has that speed imprint. Ken, he's just another just really good unit. You can pretty much throw him anywhere, and he will put in work. Kitty Clarissa is up here because it's a debuff meta and she cleanses. And you could throw her on Strax. That's why she's good. ML Ken, he could be an S, but like, he's too easy to counter. Watch Ashuri just come in and one-shot him. Euphine can come in and one-shot him. Biken, well, it depends. But Biken's iffy. But yeah, Ken, I don't think he's S tier, but he is still good. SS Acades, I would say she's S tier on offense paired with certain units, and on defense she's not as smart as she could be. I don't know if should I be doing this or something, but that kind of moves everything around. You can kind of follow where I'm going. Tenembria, she's just solid. She's amazing in Guild War. You could build a really good team around her. I wouldn't say she's S tier, but she's definitely up here. Tama, I wouldn't say she's A+ on her own. She needs Iceria. If she doesn't have Iceria, I'd probably put her in B tier, to be honest. But I've just put her up here. I even take these and put them next to each other for you guys. Violet, will you fucking shift? There. Violet, he's just solid. Throw him on a 30 Moonlight Blade. Or Moonlight Dream Blade, whatever the fuck it's called, and he's just good. Like, he's just another unit that's just good. By himself, like Ken and Kairon. Watcher Shuri, he's amazing. You pair him with Iceria and Oxlots, he'll carry you to legend. He got a speed imprint too. You know, honestly, I would throw him in S, but it might trigger some people. Because I don't think he's on the level of those units in the S, but he's definitely up here. I mean, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna put him in S, because he's amazing. He's just amazing. He's amazing in Guild War. You put him on defense. I use him on defense, and that team hasn't lost in a fucking month. So, he's good. Euphine. Why is she an A+? Because everyone's running immunity, and she can one-shot something that's running immunity. You pair her with Oxlots, and you run Tagahells, you can one-shot something with immunity, and then Soulburned, and then you can use her S2, cleanse the rest of the immunities. You know, it's like a 50 chance, but and silence. So she's just solid. And Biken, like, yes, there's immunities, but you need a stripper for Biken to shine. Otherwise, she's gonna get shut down. Yeah, high resistance is a thing, but she is probably the best one-shotter in the game. You know, I would put her right next to Euphine and Watcher Shuri, but Watcher Shuri is just better than these two units. That's why they're an A+, and I put him in S. So yeah, there's A+ and S. Now for A, I'm not gonna go. I'm probably just gonna go through A, and then I'll just come down here and show you guys the rest. If you disagree with something, you disagree with something. But yeah, the Motmo specialty change isn't in here yet. That's why the regular one's up here. Luna, I put an A tier. She's solid. I mean, I just don't think she's A+. She doesn't compare to Biken and Euphine. She could be A+. I'm personally putting her in A. I just don't think she's S, you know, any higher than this, in my opinion. She's still good. Just because a unit's an A and not an A+ doesn't mean they're not good. The Montmorency, I heard her AI is dumb. I haven't personally tested her, but just looking at her kit, I'd put her in A. She could be B+, she could be A+. I don't think she's S. But yeah, Tywin, just your defense breaker. He's probably one of the better defense breakers in the game. Actually, I think he is one of the best defense breakers in the game. That's why I put him here. Arbiter of Ildred, he's just niche. He doesn't do... Like, he's good. Like, I'm not going to say he's bad, but he needs a buff, I think, personally. Assassin Collie, she just fits in the meta right now. With all the Baals and defenses, all the Aramentas. Like, she can... If they're not on immunity, she can get that stun out. She's really good in Guild War. She's just overall good. Sid comes with a speed imprint. He kind of does the... He ignores type advantage if you pair him with a Ruzid. So he's just good. Assassin Kid, Sid, does the same thing as Assassin Coley. Like, they assassinate something that's in their name. Bologna is... I'd put her right next to Tywin. She's one of the best defense breakers in the game. Her typing's really good. There's not many fire units in the meta other than the ones that you kind of see here. She's just good. BBK is a really good cleaver. That's really all she does. I have a +15 BBK. She's amazing. She can clutch a lot of stuff out if she's left alive. But on defense, she sucks because they're just going to destroy her. Unless you have, like, some niche shit with her on Moonblade and a fat cat and you have a fast Dizzy to keep her alive. You know, just some niche shit like that, you can make her work on defense, but you're probably going to get clapped by any halfway, you know, decent PvPer with a decent roster and gear. Like, they're going to beat you every time. Cecilia, she is fucking awesome. I kind of want to put her in A+, but her typing is fire, so I put her in A. She could be a A+. If she was another Corral, she would be A+ easily. But yeah, she's great. Celestial Mercedes, great cleaver. That's really all you can say about her. She's just a great cleaver. C-Dom, she's kind of a niche unit. She's really only good paired with a really fast damager. Like, out of this list here, it would be like Shuri. You could pair her with Vildred. I see people do that. Bologna. Really, any defense breaker that's fast, she's good with. Celeste, which I have down there in B+, because she's only used for that. So, yeah. Charles, I put an A because he is a badass motherfucker with a mustache. I love my Charles, so it's a little biased, but he is... I think he deserves A tier. I would put him in A+, but it might trigger some people putting him above some of these other units, but he's definitely at least A. He's just amazing. And Fire Dingo. Yeah, he is A, because he's a cleanser, and he can hold Strax. His typing sucks. That's why Kitty Clarissa is higher than him, because they essentially serve the same purpose. His typing bumped him down a tier. But he's still really good. Purgus. Purgus I might actually want to move up into A. Because I'm still using him in Champion right now for certain teams. He's just really good. Yeah, he shuts down a lot of teams, so I'm gonna put him up in A. A+. Purgus is just really good. Gloomy, she just counters the meta right now, that's why I put her in A. Hirado, same thing, counters the meta. Jay Kisei, she could be higher than this, but with how much immunity is around, you have to run her with a stripper to be good. And on defense, she just gets countered. But she can be very useful. Judith, she's just a CR pusher. I think I put pretty much every halfway decent CR pusher in A tier. I don't see Rose up here. Where'd I put her? Put her in B. I'm gonna move her up to B+. Shit, her base speed is just shit. And that's all she does to CR push. That's why she's in B, not A. Or B+, whatever I put her at. But yeah. Ludwig, he's a niche unit. You need invincibility to work with him. With Bingo, I'd probably put him in A+. But just overall, I just stuck him in A because he's just not amazing. Maid Chloe is just easy to counter. If you have a really well-built one that's really fast, she's a problem. And in offense, she's obviously better than defense because you can control where she's at and control what she does. Ruzid, I think he's the best CR pusher in the game. These aren't in any specific order, so there's no reason Judith is ahead of Ruzid. Ruzid does more than Judith does, even though Judith has a little bit more base speed. So, yeah. Shuri, he kind of counters the whole Hirado thing. He's just another good CR pusher with a speed imprint. There's really nothing else to say. S-Rose, I put her in A tier because she is solid. Her base speed is not good, but she can hold an Arius. So she has a little bit more utility, like in Guild Wars, than like a Ruzid or a Shuri would, because she gives your team a little bit more survivability. ML says it's just niche. You need a stun for him to be good. He's very good if you can build him really good and put him on a whale team, but he's not above A, I don't think. Tenembria, I actually want to drop her a tier, but she's not bad. Her typing is just not good. There's too many water units in the upper meta for her to shine with a defense break, especially on defense teams with Dizzy and Crow and Deanne and Angelica. Like, those are on a lot of defense teams, so trying to cleave something with a fire defense breaker doesn't work well. Soul, he's just solid. I would say he's another Kin, he's another Kayron, he's another Violet. He's just a solid unit. Sermia is one of the better single target nukers. She might deserve A+, like right next to Euphine, for example, but I dropped her down to A just because of her typing. She's a fire unit, and fire units are just automatically worse than other units in the game just because of the ice meta. ML Rin, she's good, but also niche. She does no damage, from what I've heard. Yeah, she can steal buffs, so she's probably better on offense than on defense. Most people expect their team to have immunity anyways. Like, I go into a fight expecting the entire team to have immunity already, so if there's an ML Rin there, like, I'm already built to counter that if she outspeeds me. Because I just run SbAal. So I just don't see her being above A, but I don't see her being below A either. I'll do B+. Just kind of go through it. I might as well just go through the whole thing. Clarissa, she's just your average cleaver. I mean, but she's not, she's no Vildred, you know? Her typing's good. I mean, you could cleave with Clarissa. There's really nothing wrong with it. Coley, she's just a decent unit. She can shut something down, but she's not great later game. Everyone runs immunity. Same thing with Karen. Karen gets a dual turn, and she's a good single target nuker. She's really solid. Same thing with Kisei. Kisei can be a beast if you have her built really well. Mercedes, she's another cleanser, but her typing is down here. I mean, I realistically could stick her in A, but I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, she could fit in A. I don't see why not. But I'm gonna leave her B+, because I don't see her anywhere. There's just better healers. SbAal, the reason he's B+ and Tenembria is A is because Tenembria has better scaling. SbAal does no fucking damage. So all he does is defense break, and that's it. And Tenembria also comes with her own attack buff. Basar's a solid stripper. Harada's obviously above him because he doesn't have type disadvantage at all. Basar's just still solid. Bingo's just niche. He is great with Ludwig, and that's about all he does. I mean, you can use him if you want, but he's not going to do anything spectacular. You can cleave with him. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. Celeste, she's just niche as well. Like, you use her with C-Dom to push your C-Dom up. That's pretty much all she's used for. Axe God, he's just a solid single target nuker. Realistically, he could be higher in this tier list. Actually, I've never personally used him, so I don't have an opinion. I put him B+. He probably could be an A. He probably could be an A+. I've ran into some really strong ones, but I've ran into a lot where, like, they just weren't an issue. I think he shines more in Guild War if you have, like, just one unit that you run immunity on to counter, you know, Aramintha teams that you run into in Guild War. I think he's good for that. Lorena's kind of the same thing in regards to PvP. Like, she just takes out a single target. F. Flurry, I don't see her around much just because of her nerf. But pre-nerf, I'd put her in A+. She could still be an A right now, to be honest. She's still really good, and she's still really annoying. Even after her nerf, she just shuts something down. That's all she does. Fighter Maya, she's a niche unit. She's fun to play with, but she's nothing of spectacular. She's immune to debuffs, essentially. And she's fun to play with, but she's not good. She's not bad, but she's not good. Guider Aether, just an average cleaver that can sub-heal. I mean, he does decent damage. I put Helga here just because so many people want to use her. She literally does nothing for your team but give it a speed imprint and attack buff. So she's decent when you're cleaving up until you hit champion, and then you hit all these walls. And if you're using her on defense, everyone's just going to clap you and you're not going to stay there. So yeah, there's that. Lydica's here because of her typing. I would put her in A if she wasn't fire unit. She's just countered too hard by immunity. Mascot Hazel, she's just a solid fire buffer, but here because of her typing, because she's a fire, she's good for buffing Kayron cleaves, because Kayron's really solid, but that's about it. Ravi, she's just niche. She doesn't do anything but smack stuff, and that's it. You can't even use her S3 out the gate, so she literally just smacks stuff. Yeah, you could use her, but you're not going to get into Legend with her. I'll tell you that. If you do, good for you. I just don't see it happening. Rekroar, she's a solid. She's a good CR pusher. She could probably be an A realistically, but I don't see her around hardly at all. Silk, she's just a decent speed debuffer. That's why she's here. Rin could be an A too. I just don't see enough of her to really justify doing that. Her kit is really cool. I've ran into some really annoying Rins, but I don't see them very often. I just spit on my screen. But yeah, B plus where she goes. ML Silk does the same thing freaking Litica does. That's it. She just pushes something back. That's all she does. Like, she's just nothing special. Ricorous, I was optimistic when I saw his specialty change. I have him on my alt, but he's nothing special as well. And I put Rose in here just because she's a combat rooster with a attack buff. But her base speed is shit, so she's really nothing special. Like, you could use her. I mean, just because a unit is B plus doesn't mean it's bad. Like, it's just, it falls off somewhere. Like, you can use it earlier, but the second you get in the mid-challenger, you're gonna struggle. Unless you have a really good team. But still, when you start hitting these walls, and you have a unit that does one thing, it's not gonna help you. Like, what if their team survives after your Vildred cleave? And you're just sitting there with a Vildred and 3 fucking units that don't do anything. Like, you're not gonna kill anything if you don't do it that first turn. So I use cleaves to get into Challenger because it made it faster, and then I ran turn 2 from there on, and I'm still running turn 2 comps or cut-in comps just because they're more consistent. You don't have to flip a coin every time you go into a battle hoping you're going to outspeed somebody or hoping your cleave is going to make it through. It's literally luck of the draw when you're running a cleave later game. They still work. I mean, and it's different with Sez because you're not really guessing. Like, you know how much damage you're going to do, and you know how much HP stuff usually has. You know what target to hit. You're not cleaving everything. You're hitting one thing and cleaving the rest. So that's kind of different. And then you have Oxlots as well, who makes those plays for you. Like, you don't have to rely on a bunch of different units. He does all of their job in one unit. He boosts your cleaver and gives them attack buff and holds Tag of Hells. So he does 3 jobs. That's where Rose, yeah, she'll boost you and give you an attack buff, but she don't give you no Tag of Hells. See what I'm saying? Like, she can hold Narius. She's not terrible. She's just B+. That's it. B, Roman, he's a good stripper, but he's nothing special. He's got low base speed. He's a decent unit. I saw one in Champion the other day on defense. I was surprised. But he's not bad. It's just better. His base speed really suffers, and I don't think his scaling's very well either. Araminta, she's just an average cleaver, and she's a fire unit, which bumps her down a tier, I think. Doris, she's just a healer, and that's all she does. I mean, she's decent. Haste, another average cleaver, that's a fire unit. Lots, he kind of does what Oxlots does, but that's it. Like, he can push your unit and give you a continuous heal, I think, and that's literally all he does. Just nothing special. Surin could be upper. She could be B+, next to Helga, because that's literally what she's used for. People run her with no gear just for the speed imprint, which is stupid. She just bleeds suck, and she doesn't do a lot of damage, and she's fire. So, that's why she's here. She's here because she has a speed imprint. If she didn't have a speed imprint, I'd probably put her in D, because she doesn't do anything. Wanda, it's a free target, and she can stun something. I mean, she's not terrible, but she's not good either. I've ran into a Wanda that did a lot of damage. That's the only reason I've even put her in B. It's because I've ran into a really good one. So if you want to invest into her, she can be good. But she's nothing special. Okay, C tier. These are just niche units. Like, you could use them if you want, but they're not gonna do much for you. Sigrid is just another bleed stacker. You need a lot of debuffs to do a lot of damage with her S3. So she's situational, and yeah, she's just not great. I don't know how her scaling is. Like, I have Sigrid built right now, and she just doesn't do a lot of damage. Yuna is used for one specific thing in Arena, from what I've seen, and that's to hold Sashay and run her with Vildred so she can stack 2 buffs, like if you're not using Ruzit, you're using Judith or something. It's the only thing I see her used for. So, yeah, she's just not great. Charlotte, she's just a niche unit. I'm saying niche a lot now. She doesn't do a lot of damage. She's a cool unit, and you could build her, and she can put in some work, but she's not going to get you very far, and she's fire. which, rip. Xeno, he just doesn't do anything, does no damage. He's a tank mage. Like, he stacks damage reduction. What the fuck is that gonna do for you in arena? Like, where the matches end like in 2-3 turns, unless you're really on a stall comp. But if you're running him on defense, they're just gonna roll through him. Like, that doesn't matter. Fighter mage, she just, or not fighter, regular mage, she just stuns something. Mercedes, just a bad cleaver. I'm just gonna go through these fast. Ras can be used because of his S2. You can do some cool stuff with him, but he's not good. He's not bad. He's just here. Sven. Another niche unit. You want to invest into him, he can put in work, but other than that, he's not gonna do anything. You can use him as a bait unit. That's about it. See? Yeah, you could just kind of look for where we're getting here. Chloe shines more on bosses with a lot of HP, so like her nails scaling isn't going to do much. About all Armin can do is hold an Arius for you. Cartouche is a mediocre debuff. Corvus can stun stuff in a very situational thing. He's very situational where they gotta have 0 combat readiness to get stunned. Good luck doing that. He's fire, which makes him suck more. Zerato, he just stuns stuff. Jet is only here because he has a speed imprint. Like, it's literally the only reason I put him here. Leo, he just stuns stuff. That's all he does. He could do damage. Marsa is... I don't know. She can be decent if you invest into her, but she's nothing special again. Purgus, I only put him here because of that one dude in Challenger that has a really beast-ass Purgus. You put him on a counter set and you have him really well geared, like he can smack through some shit. Because he counters like every turn and hits your whole team. That's the only reason I put him in C. He's a cool unit. But I'd rather use him for an imprint. Pylus, she's just a niche tank that takes less damage over time and can hold your Arius. So she's here. It's really a mediocre cleaver. Another speed imprint in Muchacha, or whatever the fuck his name is. An oddly situational unit. Like if you're hitting a cleave team and you want to throw her in there to take less damage on turn 2, you can do that, but that's literally all she's going to do. And then I'm not going to go through these units down here. Like, it's obvious why they're here. I guess I'll just touch on the 4 stars real quick. Crozet, he just doesn't do anything. And I'll be honest, I put him down here because his S3 animation makes me cringe. So, yeah, fuck Crozet. You just stick to doing Wyvern and with him, but that's it. If you were unfortunate enough to have to build him. Domenial, her reflect fucking sucks and all she does is stun something. I put her in D and not, or D plus not C just because her S2 is so fucking bad. Otherwise she'd be up there next to Zerato. And then down here, like, Aether, like I'll just touch on units that people might be like, why is it all the way down here? Aether's an attack scaling unit, so it's gonna have no health. If you build him on health, he's not gonna fucking heal anything. Actually, he did recently get a buff, so let's do this. There, so Aether I'll put in C. I forgot he got a buff. Elson, he's probably better than some of these units. Let's put him in C too. Just so I don't make people cringe too much. And yeah, some of these units down here, they could be higher tier. But if you're using a unit in PvP, you need to be, that's not specially changed, you're in fucking bronze. So it doesn't matter what you use. You can use any unit you want. But if you're in Challenger and you're using a ruse that's not specially changed, like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But yeah, there's my tier list. I don't know how long this video went. And yay, some dispatches are done. But yeah, there we go. I'll just scroll through it again real quick. Kind of slow, so you can get a good look at it. This is my opinion. I think it would be majority of the community's opinion too, to be honest. But I don't know, if you disagree with something, let me know, because I'm curious what other people have to say. I haven't seen a tier list video in a long time. And I see this tier maker pop up on YouTube everywhere, and a lot of people are doing tier lists. So I figured I would see if there was an Epic 7 one on here, and there was. Ring La Ding down here is the one that made this. So shouts out to him. Yeah, he has no followers on Twitter. So if you have a Twitter, go follow him. Show him some love. Alright, you guys have a good day. And I will talk to you later.